When they say the truth is bitter, well, we make facts funny. Right here, we talk about everything you need to know. Out with the old and in with the new. This is Fun Facts, only on Sunshine TV. When they say the truth is bitter, well, we make facts funny. Right here, we talk about everything you need to know. Out with the old and in with the new. This is Fun Facts, only on Sunshine TV.
Hello and welcome to Fun Facts. Good morning. It's another Thursday, another exciting edition of Fun Facts, and of course we are Sunshine TV, bringing you this exciting and amazing program, of course, early in this morning of Thursday. It's a new month of February. February is in, and of course we are just getting started like that. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you so much for you that are always tuned in and locked on to Sunshine TV. And of course this is Fun Facts, and I am your host Clarence. Today, another intriguing and thought-provoking fun fact that we have, and we are going to just discuss and get to find out things that we just have to find out. Otherwise, from Sunshine TV and of course the entire team, we are wishing you a very, very happy new month. Very happy new month. We're saying let's be productive in this new month, and of course we actually are hoping for opportunities, and of course we pray that all good things come your way in this new month. It's called a month of love, so yeah, let's keep spreading the love and support. Speaking of love and support, make sure you actually are tuned to Sunshine TV, and of course make sure that you get following and you get sharing our page on Facebook, which is Sunshine Studios. Make sure you follow the page and get liking, get sharing the page with as many people as possible, and of course we get enjoying it together like that. On YouTube it's the same thing. YouTube, it's Sunshine TV. That's on YouTube. Yeah, just so go to their channel and of course get following, and let's get growing together. Otherwise, today's edition of Fun Facts is something else, and of course it's just something amazing. So yeah, get to be on the lookout for that one. So I'll go on a very short break, and then on the other side we get talking the fun fact of today, which is something amazing, if you ask me, something intriguing and something that you actually wish to just stick around and get to jive in. Otherwise, you can still get your comments and your thoughts through to our YouTube channel, that is Sunshine TV, and of course on Facebook it's Sunshine Studios. Let me go on a short break and then I'll be right back. Welcome back. Hope you're enjoying your Thursday morning. Of course, we are just getting started, and of course, yeah, it's amazing. Tell somebody, wake somebody up and tell them Fun Facts is on, and let's get let's just get discussing some things that are very, 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 very interesting. Now, in life, just life in general, a lot of times I have people that complain. Now, not that I really like people that complain, but a lot of people complain. A lot of people say one sentiment when they're complaining. They always say life is not fair. A lot of them. I'm sure you've had somebody, you've had people that come to you and just start explaining how life is unfair. Oh yeah, life is unfair to everyone. Life is unfair. But then the problem is, a lot of people think life is just unfair to them. You know what I mean? Like, they literally are very selfish about others, and they think life is just unfair to them. And they think they are the only people going through troubles. They're the only people that are going through challenges. They're the only people that are actually facing tough times. Well, if you've been there, then it's a good thing, because that's the fun fact for today. So yeah, we know that life is unfair. Life is not fair. So the fun fact for today is, the only fair thing about life is that it's unfair to everyone. Get that right. The only fair thing about life is that it's unfair to everyone. That's the fun fact for today. So you say life is unfair. Well, the fun fact is, the fair thing about life is that it's unfair to everyone. It's not just you that life is unfair to. Life is unfair to everyone. Everyone can face unseen circumstance at any time. I think some couple of weeks we were talking about life happens when we're busy making other plans. That concept applies to anyone, rich, poor, white, black. Anyone is subject to life's uncertainty. So you don't say life is only unfair to you. Life is unfair to everyone. But then there's a difference, and we're going to dive into the difference and then just see the difference and then ability it. But life is unfair to everyone. That's what you should know. Everybody is succumbed to just different outcomes in life. It's not something that you plan. Some things, a lot of things happen abruptly. They don't even know when they're coming. Like death. Death can happen at any time. Death can happen to anyone, rich, poor, anyone. Problems are things that keep people complaining and saying, why me? Life is unfair. Well, guess what? Everybody has problems. Yeah, you're like, no, you don't understand. No, I understand. Everybody has problems. Just a couple of days, I was talking to somebody and they were telling me, you know what? I think it would be nice to be a president. You know, like those people don't have pressure. Are you sure? You who's renting a one-room apartment, you have pressure. What of the president, the head of state? You think they don't have pressure? You think they just sleep like that? We all, at some point, have pressure. And don't confuse it for life not being fair to only you. Everybody has got problems. The fact that they're not just displaying them or they're not talking about them doesn't necessarily mean they do not have them. Everybody has pressure. Okay? Everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through stuff. But the fact that they're just not there out there displaying it does not necessarily mean they're okay. This is something that we should get our heads to. It's not that everybody doesn't have. A lot of people have problems. If I tell you, a lot of people have problems. And we always think, having money is solving problems. Having money maybe just elevates your problems because levels go with problems. There is a certain level that attracts some other problems. Like when there is a funeral and then you're the only one who is always called upon because you have money. So that's a different level of a problem. But then there are people that don't have money, though. Even when the funeral happens, they'll still just call them to go and get firewood and come. It's also different. But what I'm trying to drive at is everybody has problems. It's just that people don't display them. And the difference with problems is that there are people that choose to not complain about them. And that's one thing that makes other people think, the other parties don't have problems because they don't complain. Here's a very good example. January was just in, and then schools were about to open, and then you would see people who would want to gather from morning to sunset only talking about the brokenness in January. And these are people that maybe have children to go to take to school, and then they're just there discussing. They are complaining bitterly about January. No, January is not fair. No, January this. January has pressure. Oh, there are other people also that have problems. The same problems you're having, but they're not sitting on a bottle of beer to complain the whole day. They are doing something about it, and that's the difference. So a lot of people would choose to sit down and complain all day bitterly. If I can give you my ears, you can complain to me the whole day, in fact the whole week, but those complaints don't bring solutions. That's what you should know. So a lot of people are focused in complaining. A lot of us are focused on complaining. We are always trying to justify why life is not fair to me. And we are always selfish about it. When something bad happens to somebody, we are always saying life is not fair to me. Why when something good happens to me, why don't I say, no, life is now fair, life is fair to me? But we are never saying that. We are always blaming life to be unfair when things are happening bad. And we're always selfish. Why me? Who do you want it to happen to? On a serious note, okay, if not you, then who do you want to happen to? You see, there's a selfish concept there. It's like people are just so selfish. They always want the good things to happen to them. But when something bad happens, they'll start asking questions. Why me? I mean, who do you want it to happen to? Why is it that I'm the only one who's always heartbroken? Who do you want to be heartbroken? You want your sister or maybe your brother or maybe you want... We are always selfish when it comes to bad things happening to us. But then what we're talking about today is we are saying the only fair thing about life is that it's unfair to everyone. What differentiates us is just that we complain and other people decide to overlook the problem and focus on the solution. That is very important. That is something very important. You should put your cross thoughts to. Always. There is where you complain because you're looking at the problem direct, and then there is where you shift your attention, not looking at the problem, but then looking at the solution. That is the different. Those are the two different people. There are people that always face the solution and go with a positive attitude towards an event or towards a problem, and then there are those that go with a negative mindset, just looking at the problem and magnifying it. We're going to get diving to that a bit later. But what I'm saying is those two people that's the only thing that differs the people. Everybody is in situation, everybody is going through something, but then there are only two responses to any situation. It's either you choose to be positive about it. Of course, we were talking about positivity the other day when we were talking about attitudes. You can still go through our channel and just find that episode. But otherwise, there are two kinds of people. So there is a pessimistic kind of a person, and then there is a positive kind of a person who's always looking at the positive side of any situation, which is the solution. And then there are always negative people, negative minded people that are always looking at problems and magnifying them. These negative people are the ones that keep complaining. These are people that would drown their sorrows even in beer. They would always find an excuse to do something bad, and they'll justify it on life not being fair. Say, you just don't understand. My life is not fair. My life is going through. Oh, everybody's going through something. So if any one of us decided to start drinking, then tell you that this country won't be a country. It'll just be a harbor of drunkards. If anybody decides to start doing illicit things because they're going through situations, then everyone would have lost morals in life. Because why? We all have that thing that is always on us. We always have that situation that is always on us. But then the difference is we choose to be positive about it and not negative. Very, very important. So very important. Now, life will happen. Life will take a different turn. Stuff will not go as you plan. But then life, in as much as life is not fair to everyone, there are things that we always should do despite life not being fair. Please get this very, very correctly. Get this very correctly. We should always do these things. One, it's finding opportunities in every bad situation. Life will present itself with a lot of situations. Most of them will be bad situations. Life will present itself with a lot of situations. Most of those situations will be bad situations. But then your attitudes towards those situations determines how fruitful, or determines how much of a person you are. Your attitudes towards those situations, anytime you find yourself in a situation, your attitude in that situation determines what kind of a person you are. It's very, very important. Very important to understand. So when we're talking about a bad situation, there are always three things that we always have to look at. So there is the situation itself, which is the bad situation itself. And then there is a person, which is you, who's supposed to make a decision. And then there is the solution on the other side. So here's what negative minded people do. They focus on the problem, and the thing with the mind is what you feed your mind on is what starts manifesting. It's a simple concept. One of these days we'll get to just talk about it and exhaust it in details. But then it's a simple concept. It's a psychological phenomenon. When you look at something for a long time, it starts generating in your mind, and then you start believing in it. It gives you a belief system. The same way where people say not that that's a fact. No, it's just because they've been there, they've seen that thing, and they've believed in it, and it's part of them now. That's how negativity is born. So it's just one day you decide to say, okay, this problem, okay, najaira. tinajaira ni mavuto tinakubadwa nayo tinajaira. That's a negative mind. And that's what we should deal with. That's what we should deal with. It's not the problem that is the problem. It's the person who's the problem. Get that correct. It's not the problem that is the problem. It's the person that is the problem there. Because as a person, you decide on where to focus your energy on. Trust me, when you focus your energy on the bad thing, you would see a lot of badness around. The opposite is also true. If you focus your energy much on finding solutions, you will always find a solution. There is always a dark cloud. There is always a light in every. There is always a light at the end of a tunnel. But then the problem is, a lot of people will focus to be in the tunnel and not look at the other side where the light is coming from. That is the only difference. So when we are faced with anything, a problem, it might be a challenge, you are faced with a difficult situation that you need to actually focus on, try not to look at the problem. Try finding opportunities in that situation. Try as much to look at the positive side. What other alternatives do I have in this situation? What alternatives do I have in this situation? See, when you're in a dark room, that's a situation. When you're in a dark room, there's a situation there. The room is dark. Okay? So the two different people, there is one that will decide to sit down in the dark room and complain the whole night. But then that doesn't change anything. The complaint does not light up the room. That's the fact. That complaint does not light up the room. The room will still be dark even when you complain after 1,000 years. But then there will be one person who will not look at the darkness and start complaining. There will be one person who will look at the darkness and think, what can I do to bring light? And they'll go to the switch and just switch it on. That is the situation. That's a solution there. So the problem there was not the problem. The problem there was the person who decides to sit down and complain all time when complaints don't even change anything. And then there's this other person who decides, oh, okay, so this is the situation, and then I'm going to think about it. Oh, okay, let me look for a bulb. If I do not find a bulb, let me look for a candle. For as long as this room is dark and I complain, I won't solve anything. If I don't find a candle, let me open the curtains, light will come in. I have to do anything possible to make sure that room has light, not just sit down and complain. This is where we miss it from. So yeah, you find people. I have people that will tell you you just don't understand. No, sir. It's not that I don't understand. You also don't understand. There are situations that just guess what? When you drink that alcohol, it doesn't make the problem go away. Yes, it makes you oblivious, forget the problem for some minutes. Once you're sober, that problem is twice as bad as it was. So why not work on it and at least keep improving it day and day until it fades out? But a lot of us are always focused on the problem. And once the problem is there, we always want to run away and look for something that will comfort us. Very wrong phenomenon. Let's change our attitudes towards the problem. It's not the problem that is the problem. It is the person that is the problem. Very important thing. Always look for opportunities in situations. Always look for opportunities in situations. This is a very, very important aspect. Very, very important aspect that we need to actually follow. Always look for opportunities in any given problem. A story is told. So butter is a very known brand. I'm not trying to advertise for any for butter, but this is just a story. So a research was taken when butter was about to launch in Africa. So two researchers were sent to Africa saying, go to Africa and find out if we can have market in Africa. Now that time Africa was not really that much civilized. So wearing shoes was not our thing. We were okay walking even barefooted, or maybe just making out something roughly. So when those two men were sent to Africa to do to come up with a thesis, one of those people went back and gave a report saying, you know what, in Africa we cannot make business. Why? Because in Africa people don't wear shoes, so we'll just waste our time taking butter to Africa. waste our time. That was the other person, the other person who took the report. But then the same situation, the other person just says, you know what? If you go to Africa, Africans don't wear shoes, so we are not going to have business. Let's just shift our market attention to somewhere else. But then, in the same situation, the same people that were sent here, one came and did a research and said, oh, okay, since Africans don't put on, they don't wear shoes, can it be that maybe they don't have, they don't have shoes, so we should give them shoes? So what they did, what this guy did, went back and gave a report and said, in Africa, there are no shoes. People are not wearing shoes. So when we take the shoe business there, we are definitely going to make profits. We are going to make billions. And that's how butter came to Africa. And guess how much they made? They made billions. And butter was in fact, to date, butter is one of the stores that is just known for shoes. Why? Because of one person who chose to look at the situation and find an opportunity in a bad situation. Because Africans were not putting on shoes. So this guy says, okay, you know what? Even if they're not putting on shoes, let me dive in and let's bring shoes to Africa. And then boom, business was booming. Mindset, positivity. Always look for something positive in any given situation. Even when you're looking at those positivity, even when you're looking at opportunities in a situation, there is one thing that you should always understand. Movement. Even when life is not fair, sitting down and complaining does not change anything. We have to keep moving. Life will happen. We have to keep moving. Movement is very important in any given success. If you are going to want to achieve something, you have to be deliberate about movement. Always move forward. There's one thing about an ambulance. It's a very crazy phenomenon, but it's true. An ambulance will always move. An ambulance is always moving, and it's moving at a high speed. Okay, they are carrying somebody from the intensive care, and then they are moving halfway the ambulance. They are told, okay, no, this person has passed away. The ambulance does not stop and start saying, okay, so let's call the relatives. No, the ambulance has a destination, so it keeps on moving, and at the same speed. It does not change, even when that person has passed. Now, that's a very sad example, but it's very true. It does not really have to matter what is kicking you. What you need to do is keep moving. There's one thing about a tortoise. It does not stop. It moves very slowly. Very, very slowly. It's very annoying. But one thing it doesn't stop moving. So that's what we should do as human beings. We should never stop moving. When life is not fair, life is not fair to everyone. It's not just you, but you don't have to stop moving. You don't have to sit down and start complaining. No, you get up and move, make a deliberate move, and life finds you there. It's very, very important. It's very important that you understand. Even when an ambulance is carrying a very dire situation, the ambulance will still move with the same speed. Even when that person is late, in the very ambulance, at the very point when the ambulance is moving, the ambulance will not stop and start saying, okay, no, but then this person has passed it, so let's reduce our speed. Never. Keeps moving. Keeps moving. And let's actually attain this let's nurture the art of moving. It can be from a relationship. You're broken. It's not time for you to start crying. Sister, pick up yourself. Do good things to yourself. Put on makeup. Look nice and move. Make sure you move. Stop trying to look back on people that are hurting you. Stop being in toxic relationships. Stop being around toxic people. Leave those things and move. It's good for your health, because once you stick around those things that keep hurting you, you become a hurt person. This mindset is changed. You're going to see life in a different angle. So before that happens, move. Make deliberate moves. Move away from anything that doesn't give you happiness. Move away from anything that injures you. This February, make a deliberate move away from those things that are not beneficial. It doesn't matter if it's a friendship that has been in existence for too long. What you have to do is move if it's not beneficial. If it's toxic, please move, because the toxicity is going to get to you, and once it gets to you, it's going to destroy you as a person. Let's keep moving. Master the art of keep moving forward. Let's always keep moving forward. It's very important. And now, the other thing about when life is not fair, the other thing we should always understand is we should always have tenacity. Now, tenacity is just a quality that somebody possesses, the quality of not stopping. When you are moving, you have to have tenacity, the quality of not stopping, that quality of not stopping until you attain your desired goal. Very important. Tenacity is very, very cardinal, and it's very, very important to every human being. What makes us stop down the way is we want to always look at other people. When you are moving, when you've got a vision, when you've got somewhere you are going, it's not where you are, it's where you are supposed to go. That determines your vision. Okay, I seem to have an online caller. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Good morning. Hello, caller. Good morning. Seem to have a network breakdown. Please get through to us. Of course, let's get interactive. Give us your thoughts and your comments on today's topic. Today's fun fact is life is the only fair thing about life is that it's unfair to everyone. So give us your thoughts, and of course, if you want to get interactive, go to our socials. That is Facebook, it's Sunshine Studios, and of course get commenting and get interactive. And on YouTube, you can also do as wise. Go to our YouTube channel, that is Sunshine TV. Get your comments, and we'll be able to get interactive like that. Those that are trying to get a hold of me on the show via a live call, you can still as well do the same, and we'll be glad to actually just hear from you. Today we are talking about life. The only fair thing about life is that it's unfair to everyone. A lot of people complain life is unfair, life is not fair, but then the only fair thing about life is that it's unfair to everyone. We're talking about tenacity. Very important. Tenacity, the art of not stopping until you attain your goal. When you have a vision, it's your vision. It might not make sense to people, it might not carry weight to everyone, but when you have a vision, you don't stop. Tenacity. A lot of people are good at what they do, but then they do not have a discipline to stick until they see perfection. A lot of us want to do something today, the next day you are doing something, the next day you are doing something. It does not help. Get one thing for as long as you are doing it. Keep doing it and keep doing it until you get it right. Tenacity, very, very important. Don't stop to look at who's first things, understand yourself. Understand the pace you are moving at. There are people that are very fast. And there's a Bemba proverb I love. They always say, ukutangira te kufika. The good part with people that move ahead of you is that you have a chance to sit back and learn from them. So any mistakes that they're going to make, you can learn. That's a good thing. But always people look at people that move ahead of them as, no, in life younger is slowly. No, maybe just try to be there. Relax and try to enjoy the ride. Because Alixo Goloja, you will be able to see the mistake. Imagine a car is overtaking, you're driving, you're in a highway, you're driving, and then the next car just comes and overtakes you. You know what that means? If there was a car coming in front of you, you couldn't maybe see it, but then the person who just overtook you is at a high probability to go and get involved in an accident. Why? Because they're overtaking, they are literally speeding. And I'm not saying overtaking is not allowed, it's a good thing. But what I'm saying is, learn how your movements are. If you move one step at a time. It's better for as long as you're still moving. Don't stop. There are people that will just run. It's everyone with their own. When you're born, you never started running. No, you were crawling. That is very important. We always want to forsake those things. It's a process in life. You crawl, you walk, we take one step, you begin to walk. Hello, I have a caller. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How's the morning going? Hello? Okay, network today is failing me. Network is failing me. But hey, please try keep calling, keep on calling, and I will be able to actually just get to talk and get discussing today's fun fact. Life, the only fair thing about life is that it's unfair to everyone. So let's just enjoy the ride, you know what I mean? Like, let's just keep finding opportunities in those bad situations. Let's always keep moving, never stop moving. Always move. It doesn't matter. Somebody was just telling me, no boy, me, I'm putting in a lot, but no, they're not appreciating my efforts. I didn't really answer because it was a call. Somebody called me and says, I feel exhausted. I feel like giving up because I'm putting in everything. I'm working so hard, but they're not appreciating the effort. I didn't really answer. I just said, hey, I can't really talk right now. So I told him, so you know what? Tomorrow in the morning, just tune in and just watch Fun Facts. Maybe I'll answer your questions. Because sometimes when people are overwhelmed, when you're overwhelmed, it's okay to cry. People, it's when you're moving, there's a lot of things that happen. There are what do you call them, humps in there? Yeah, there are bumps and humps there. So it's very possible that when you're moving, it's not going to be a smooth ride. No. That's why you need tenacity. You need that quality to keep on holding on. You know where you're going. It's not going to be a smooth ride. It's just not going to happen like boom. No, it's going to be a bumpy ride. But when you're in those bumpy rides can mean you get people criticizing you. You get people not believing in you. Those are just but part of the journey. You cry if you have to cry. Just cry if you have to cry. But once you're done crying, get yourself, dust it, and move. If they're going to break your heart along the way, honey, it's just part of the process. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
I'm alright. Your names and where you're calling me from?
This is Danny calling you from Highlands.
Alright, Danny. Today's fun fact. Life, the only fair thing about life is that it's unfair to everyone. What's your comment and your quick thought?
The only fair thing about life is that it's unfair to everyone.
Yeah.
I'd say that's true because no one would really say everything is fair to them and life is balanced to this one. Life does not really choose. I think it has its own principles, and if we go by them, maybe things might go well. It will be fair to us.
Yeah.
If not, of course, maybe it will be unfair.
Definitely. Okay, thank you very much for your thoughts. Thank you so much for coming through. Have yourself a nice day and a happy new month.
Thank you. Happy New Month to you too.
Thank you very much. Wow, that was Danny. Thank you very much, Danny, for coming through. And of course, you can still do the same and just give your thought. I love what he says. I love what he just says. You know what? Everybody is going through something. But maybe when we just try to tune, then life will come along. Very important. Very, very important. Life is unfair to everyone. So please don't stress and don't keep yourself stressed thinking you're the only one going through whatever it is you're going through. Listen, when you're moving, there will be bumpy. It's going to be a bumpy ride. And I can promise you that. It's not going to be easy. Cry if you have to cry. Just cry if you have to cry. Talk to somebody about it. Let it out. But once that is done, get up and keep moving. because that's what's going to only bring result. Results are not going to come because you're sitting down and complaining about the economy. You're gonna have results because you're getting up and doing it. Keep moving, no matter how slow you are at moving, just keep moving. Always find opportunities in any situation. Bad situation, they always present a good opportunity. Just have a positive mindset. It's gonna go your way. It's going to happen. This February, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. You always just have to keep moving. You always have to keep your head focused. Don't complain. Try to find the positivity in any bad situation. Otherwise, I've had myself an amazing time. Hope you have yourself an amazing time. Let's get sharing whatever content that Sunshine TV is bringing to you. And of course, let's get sharing and let's just get commenting. Of course, this conversation does not have to end. We always have these conversations. We always are having these conversations through to our comment section. Just go comment or go to our comment section. Let's get comment. Let's get sharing. And of course, if you know somebody who's going through something, let's always get sharing. And of course, let's get just, learning together and growing together. Otherwise, a big thank you to you and you who are always tuned into Sunshine TV. Sunshine TV is doing it right and is always doing it right for you. Thank you very much for finding time to catch fun facts for today. And I've been your host, Clarence. I've had myself a good time. To my production team, my director, Mr. Bennett Gani, thank you so very much, sir. Without you, this program would have not run. Otherwise, thanks to everybody who's been watching. We love you and we say God bless. Happy new month, and I'm out of this place. See you next time.
When they say the truth is bitter, well, we make facts funny. Right here, we talk about everything you need to know. Out with the old and in with the new. This is Fun Facts, only on Sunshine TV.